3D Rising's here talking to Brodie Merrill, the head coach of the new Super 25 USA Today #1 ranked the Hill Academy out of Ontario. You guys just downed Calvert Hall here in Baltimore 11-7. Congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks. We're proud of the boys. They did a great job today.
You're 4-0 on this trip through the Mid-Atlantic, and you've faced some good teams. Just talk about what you've learned about this team and I guess what they're made of.
Yeah, pretty resilient group, and we got a great leadership. I started with number 7, Jeff T. We draw a lot of confidence from him, and he's just so calm, even keel and poised. I think when we, especially a trip of this nature, you're going to have some ups and downs. I think, him and another guy, Jeff Henrik, I think they're our 2 captains. We draw a lot of confidence from them and kind of keep things pretty level and stay focused and continue to push through. So I think it's we've learned a lot from this. It's a short trip, but it's a full trip, so we always learn a lot and grow from the experience.
This almost feels like a training run or something, a week-long session, I guess you could say. Do you guys view it like that? And I guess maybe compare or contrast how this is to the program overall and what you guys try to do to develop the player?
Yeah, not necessarily. I think we try to prepare for this. It's just the nature of our school and where we are and the amount that we have to travel. We have to really condense our schedule into these trips. So it's just kind of the reality that we're faced with, and we just try to prepare for it, never use it as an excuse, and embrace it. The players all have a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of team bonding going on. It's our March break at school, so as we say, we get to be kind of professional lacrosse players for a week and just focus on that. And so I think the players have a lot of fun with it.
Brodie, I feel like I've been following the story of Canadian lacrosse and the recruiting world now for a few years and seeing you right in the middle of it all. I mean, you guys win the gold in both the field and indoor lacrosse. I mean, just talk about the momentum you guys have and the pride you must have on this team and in the community overall.
Yeah, it's really such a great culture in Canadian lacrosse, and we have Canadian players have the opportunity to play box lacrosse from a very young age and get that competitive experience, and it's a great learning platform. I think without us even really knowing, and now I think there's the growth of the field game is definitely happening. There's just more opportunities for Canadians, and and guys are making impact. So we got definitely a lot of positive momentum, and I even talking to Coach Huntley after the game, and he's a big catalyst for that. And some of the guys even before me, and it's setting the table for what you're seeing now. So it is a great time for Canadian lacrosse. We just hope that it continues.
You hear people in the conversation throughout the week saying, box lacrosse gets you better when they see your team play. I mean, is that getting old, or is that still a big part of this for you?
No, I think it is still a big part of it. And you look like a player like Jeff Teat, and a lot of what he does comes from his box instinct. And I can remember I played with his dad, so I can remember him as a young guy, as a ball boy. He's been around the game for so long, and I think for him it was just. And for most of the Canadian players, is just getting used to the space and how to use that space in the field game and attacking in certain areas and kind of rounding out their field game. So, but I think at the heart of it, remains that our box background and our skill and kind of instinct.
You've got another game against tomorrow, Ballas tomorrow, excuse me. But obviously you have some big games later on in the year, and not to get too far ahead, but I'm sure you're excited to face some pretty big teams in Culver and IMG. Just what do you think you got to do to be ready for a couple of teams like that?
Yeah, we're not going to overlook Ballas tomorrow. I think we always want to finish strong on this, and a great opportunity, first time for us to potentially go undefeated, so that means a lot to us on our spring trip. And there's some great big games down the stretch with the Hun School and LaSalle and Phillies, Salesianum. So it's and that's by design. We want to create a really competitive schedule, and we know we're a stepping stone, hopefully, for all our players to go on to have success at the next level. So you don't get better unless you play the best competition. So that's what we try to do.
Well, thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, thanks, guys.